Hi there and welcome back to another Typical T long play. Today we struggle against the game with its broken castle builder and dodgy claim system, and we make a few mistakes of our own along the way too. Grethlines' folly changes hands more times than I can count. But without further ado, grab a drink, make yourself comfortable and relax alongside me in this infuriating play of Manor Lords. Battle lost? What? That's ridiculous. That's not quite right, is it? I mean, I've got an enormous military presence sat ready to defend Grethlines' Folly, because the enemy troops couldn't get here in time. I lose? I lose? Don't know why these guys are physically stuck on a cliff. Maybe they're there forever now. Did I not? Okay. Slight mistake on my part. I forgot to press a claim. I didn't fight the claim back. I've only got 1,000 influence. Can I even... Oh, we've lost Grethlines' Folly. The snow is falling, and I think it's about time we started thinking about upgrading the number of properties we have in the capital. You can see we're down to 1 available living space. We've got a couple of upgrades down here we can make to level 2, so we'll do that, but that's not going to increase our population capacity. So we'll have a little think about where we can put the next district here. It's getting quite full, to be honest, what with the slopes around. But we'll go and check in on some other regions as well. So down in D part, we're starting to get towards that surplus of workers that's going to allow us to get on and construct our manor with all its beautiful walls. We have all of the materials. It's just a case of committing to that construction. We have a fair few oxen here, but it might be a good idea to perhaps keep ordering in a few more. So we'll order in one there, and let's upgrade these hitching posts to small stables to give us that additional capacity. So we can keep employing more oxen, which is hopefully going to help with getting all the materials all the way over to where the manor is. Got 2 available living spaces here. It looks like we've got space to add people into these ones. So we'll upgrade that plot, and let's go ahead and put some expansions in those ones there. And we'll leave them to be constructed. Still got a plenty of iron, 114 on the surface. Maybe it is time to convert that to a deep mine, so we'll go ahead and do that. Still not settled in this region. Down here in Kleindol, we're having some trouble with food. There is 8 whole animals left, 2 months of food to supply everyone. All out of mushrooms. And what is the actual food we have stockpiled? So, if I can find it. 7 mushrooms. I don't think 7 mushrooms is in the last 2 months, do you? How concerning. Okay, well, in that case, we don't have any living space here, so that's the first thing we need to take care of. So we've got these that can have extensions put on. So we'll go ahead and get those extensions built. And in addition to those extensions, how are we doing for money? We've got 8 regional wealth. Did we set up a trade at the trading post? I believe we opened trade on firewood. Yep, exporting firewood. We've got plenty of firewood. So let's get some workers down at the trading post, and let's make sure we've got 3 people working at the woodcutter's lodge, so that's okay. What we should probably do then, we'll get a worker at the charcoal kiln, and we'll set them to make sure there's a reserve of 250 firewood, so that we don't take away and turn to charcoal any of that firewood that we are trying to trade away. And hopefully we'll get in a bit of money just in time to perhaps open a trade route to buy some more food in. I think in the meantime though, we're probably going to have to, unfortunately, set our hunting limit, hunting camp, to be even lower, maybe 6 wild animals left, because we are going to need to eat a couple of those to survive this winter. Hopefully we don't need to completely deplete it though, before summer comes, or spring. Plenty of upgrades and overvice available to us. Fuel is at 6 months, so that's a big improvement. Food at 9. And we've got a real smattering in here when it comes to food. So we've got some pork, chevron, Got some carp, so we'll make sure that we're getting plenty of fish when we get through to spring. We are bringing in that firewood, and we've plopped down plenty of foresters' huts around the place as well to try and reforest when the season comes for that. We've got 3 available workers, we've got some living space available, so I think we'll probably just go through and start upgrading some of these burgish plots. I think we still have a little bit of a plank shortage, yeah we do. And we'll add some living space as well, just so that we've got some space for people to be moving in. That will keep them occupied for the time being. Depart. Building requires maintenance. Well, why don't you maintain it then? You've got 50 tools. You've got everything you need. Regional wealth is really starting to tick up now that we are exporting a lot of our dressed stone. Available living spaces is up to 4. A new bit of land area is under construction. Okay, so let's go back to the capital. And what are we going to do in terms of housing? We've got the 1 space available. We've expanded down here. And we've expanded down along the bottom of this cliff here to support our forestry region. But we have lots of people working to plant trees. Hopefully they're doing a good job. It looks like this is a reforested area, so they are doing something useful. We've got a little community up here. Ideally this is again part of the forestation area, but I guess less so than down here now. So we could potentially add some houses here. Having said that, this is a potential expansion space, I believe, yeah, for our fields and fertility, so I don't really want to do that. Probably not going to put a farm down here, so we could put some houses down here at the edge of this kind of ridge here. We would need to put some new storage and granaries down there. Apart from that, it's down here before the steep hill. We might get a few in here. How are we doing for different foodstuffs? So we've got plenty of pork, a little bit of small game, chevron. We're looking okay for pretty much everything. But I think maybe we could fit some small properties in this space here. So let's go ahead and see if we can't fit some in. Perhaps just following the road like that. Maybe we'll do it in 2 segments. Come up to here. Yep, like that. And maybe along a bit here. I think we'll just keep it nice and dense. Build the road along the back of this. And then maybe we'll expand along the back here. Or is this going to be too steep? Yeah, too steep to build. It does drop quite significantly there. Can we get a small road here, or is that too steep as well? Doesn't like something about the road there. Okay, we can get some in here. Behind 2 of our log stores.
You'll not find finer wares anywhere else.
What if we bring that a little closer? No. Okay, so we might just have to do it along the back of here and settle for what we can fit. That's not going to be much use, is it? Okay. We'll be able to fit some. We'll go for 3 here. 2. We fit an extra one in here. An odd shape. No. But can we get some water? Yeah, we can pop some water down here. And they're kind of serviced by this market, but that market is already pretty oversubscribed, so let's go ahead and get down a granary and a storehouse, and we'll open up a market space in between the wild animals and the berries. We'll just put that in here like so, and I don't think we're going to get any other houses this close to the slope, unfortunately. We do have a bit of space over here. So maybe we can fill out this area with housing. Wonder if we just fill the whole... Kind of hard to see in winter, isn't it? How much space it takes up. So we can get properties in here, but they're not going to have extensions. And I do like extensions. So maybe we'll just get a couple of houses in here. And reduce that. It's got a reasonable sized garden. Probably get it a bit bigger if we just have a small frontage here. Where's my dotted line? Nope, it's much worse. It's hard to know sometimes the best way to build these plots is to maximize the space you're getting out of them. I'm fairly happy with that. We're making use of space we wouldn't otherwise be able to use at the end of the day. And yeah, go with that there. That'll take care of our extra housing needs for the time being. So let's speed time along a little bit. How are we doing in the rather food-strapped land of Clone Knoll? Down to 1 month. Looks like there is still a couple of animals that could be slaughtered for food. So hopefully they get on and do that. Berry patch is still shrinking because it is still December. How are we doing in here? Hopefully. Yeah, we've got a couple trading. They're just now heading off by the looks of things. Or even coming back. Someone's a bit cold, needs to go and sit by the fire. Construction work's going on. To be honest, there's nothing we can do about this. We're just going to have to hope that they make it through. They might get a little bit hungry before the end of this. Okay, Revice, how are we doing? Pretty much where we left you. We're taking a little while in construction. We don't have many oxen here, so we definitely need to be buying in more oxen. Where is our livestock trader? Where are you hiding? Your trading post there. Forester, forager, sawbit, logging. Fisherman's huts. I'm going to go ahead and assume that they don't have one. So we're going to take care of that ourselves. And we're going to get in a livestock trading post. Put that in here. And in the meantime, let's find ourselves... Well, tax goes up again. Stable and order in an ox. We're also going to need to add some hitching posts. So we'll put these out by the edges of the current town, which is kind of splurged out from the centre over time by the looks of things. Got one here as well, and that should do for the moment. We've got a fair bit of money, and I really would like to start taxing Oberweiss's vast hoard of wealth as well. Stock's damaged, that's no good. Need to take care of this plank problem we've got. But the issue is that all of our timber is out on the hills. And that's just the lack of oxen available to bring it back up, I think. And get it into the saw pit. So we'll have to be a little bit patient here before we get to the point where we're actually able to build a manor. Final, still struggling on food. Hopefully though, as we whiz through to January and February, we'll get there. Let's let them hunt a few more animals. A reserve of 4. That gives them 4 that they can take care of there for supper at least. We've got some accommodation space. They're nearly done with construction, so let's check if there's any others here that we can upgrade. No, so we are going to need to get some more housing built here fairly soon. And where were we thinking for additional housing in here? We could get some tighter buildings in here. So let's take this road here. Let's just finish just shy of that road. We turn off snapping point just so we get a nice even row of houses. And we can shorten that a little bit actually. We don't need these spaces at the back of the properties to be any larger than they realistically need to be. And I think we will make these double accommodations because that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 as opposed to 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 3 more properties. Build those there. I don't think we need to worry about putting the other side on just yet, and we need to collect the stone anyway, so that gives them more than enough to be getting on with. Let's whip over to the capital. All of our new houses have already been moved into and are ready to be upgraded, so we'll do that for them. And, oh dear. Oh dear. How is the military doing? Yeah, so we did have a bit of a problem previously where we disbanded a couple of our units to try and get some diversification in terms of what we had. And unfortunately, we then hit the limit because at the moment, if you hire your units, I believe, before you have your retinues, it increases the cap you can have. So the cap at the moment is 6. So if you had, for example, 6 retinues, you wouldn't be able to hire any militias, which is very annoying. But this is the situation we're in, so there's no point crying about it. I think what it means is that we just need to make a move on the enemies while we still have a strong economy, which is why I'm quite keen to start taxing our latest region acquisition. But in the meantime, we are making a decent amount of money out of here. We've got numerous trading posts operational. Get an additional horse there. 39% meadow. And we are exporting, hopefully, a lot of salt. This is the wrong region. Why is it showing me depart? Swing out and back in. To the capital. Exports. 3,900. What about in the last 30 days? Only 284. Only 94 has been exported. But we've exported, some other items as well. Made a reasonable amount of money from bows, actually. Quite a bit from clothes. And again, I'm wondering, do we need another trading post? Rubble? Ugh. Ugh. The audacity of that mine to collapse. Really very rude. Right, have we got a sheep problem? I think maybe we ought to open up a choppy choppy. Would anyone like to be a choppy choppy? You can be a choppy choppy. Butcher's workshop. Hopefully that will help take care of the over sheepification of our realm. Let's get another trading post, which just seems ridiculous. We'll put that one opposite this one. And it probably makes sense to have enough stables here to house all the horses. So we'll build 4 there. And let's go to our livestock trader, who's going to be tucked away in here somewhere. The family goes hungry. That's not good. We'll deal with that in a second. So we want to have 16 horses for all of our various enterprises. Why don't we go for 20 and make sure we have enough then? Let's go to our hungry hippos over in Plaindol. Yes, we're quite out of food. Hopefully the shrooms start growing soon. In anticipation of that, I'm going to have 4 people working there. We're going to stand over the mushrooms, and as soon as they sprout through the ground, we're going to eat them. I really don't want to reduce the number of wild animals we can hunt down to 2. But I might have to. Well, if my biology is correct, 2, as long as they don't kill the wrong 2, As long as they kill the right two should be enough to repopulate. It might take a while. But we will probably get there, if everyone doesn't starve to death first. Plenty of available living space, getting people moving in still. People are quite happy. People are quite rich. We'll take care of that, don't worry. So let's continue as the planks come in to upgrade properties. And it's going to be a little while before construction is finished down there, so we don't need to worry about that too much. We have got a lot of properties though that need to have some purpose. Before we do that, let's... we've not finished the choppy yet. I was going to say we need to make sure the choppy doesn't completely take out our entire sheep population. Let's get some apiaries, because we don't have many of those in this region at the moment, and as we saw, we've nearly no meadow, because I was looking at deep heart. Oh well. I worry not. Let's get some bucks. And why don't we make these bucks as well? Who doesn't like the sound of a buck in the morning? Oh, that became veg. Oops. Oh well. Might as well make that one veg as well. It's got a slightly larger area behind it. 19 unassigned families. You lazy people. Suppose we can get some more people bringing up salt from the depths, because we don't have a large enough stockpile. 4.2k salt is not enough. What I think we probably can do though, we assign some additional workers to this farmhouse, is... how are we doing? What's our rotation? Rye then wheat. Is that not going to cause us problems? They're both from the same group. Well, let's open up these fields. So let's go rye, then AORUS, and then let's do the same in two of these other fields. Rye, and the good old barley, and the same here, rye, and you guessed it, flax, no, barley. And then we'll open up the other two as well. What? 3, 3, 3. I've missed a field here. I thought we had an uneven number of fields then. Let's go for these ones to be flax, then rye. Flax, then rye, and flax, then rye. Scintillating stuff. We may need an additional farmhouse, even so. So why don't we construct one of those in anticipation of the requirement? But where, I hear you ask? I know not, I respond to thee. Is that a corpse pit? Who put a corpse pit on the top of a farming hill? It was probably me, wasn't it? We won't worry about that too much. Ooh, splendid. You fit there. Connect your road up. And that takes care of what the poppies are doing. Do some more farmy farm. We've also got a lot of fields down here that aren't fully operational, so we can always expand down there as well before we even need to build any new fields. We're taking our time building our choppy chop. Oh yes, people are starving. I should not forget that. Klein Knoll, I see you have no foods, but I see that there are mushrooms, so I ask you, why you no pick mushroom? Pick mushroom. Yes, mushrooms. So 4 mushrooms does you 2 months, but 13 does you no months. I worry that the people of Klein Knoll do not know their mushrooms. It's very concerning. Very concerning. Okay, well, we have mushrooms now. So, we also have money. Oh, what a world. Let's increase the wild animal reserve back to 10. So that we can have Meat for the future. It was a weird sentence. I'm not going to say it again. Meat for the future. I just did. Oops. So we can probably start doing some specialization now. So what do we want? I probably want these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not 6. Oh, well, we'll probably have those. Do we do trees or do we do vegetables? I think we'll do trees. That lend themselves a little bit better to long plots, and we'll put vegetables in here. But we probably don't want trees straight away. So maybe let's start with some small, cheap vegetable plots. Oops. Oopsie daisy. I forgot a thing. And the thing that I forgotted is planks. Even forgotted where it go with. So let's get a plank manufacturer. I've already built one, I just didn't assign anyone. Nobody's watching, right? Right, guys? Let's get another ox. And let's get somewhere for him to rest his weary head. And we'll get enough space for him to have some friends who might want to rest their heads as well in time. So it looks like the shrooms are giving us that extra little kick of food we need to survive. Hopefully we'll be better prepared come next winter if we can just build some veggies. I'm not going to build these extensions yet. While we have some additional workers, it might be worth building another road. Do we need another road? Do we, don't we, do we, don't we, do we, don't we? I think we probably do. And build that behind these houses. And let's build the first of our veggie plots. Oh dear, it's not very efficient use of space, is it? Let's take off snapping roads. How's that? Oh, if only it followed the outside. So we can go as far as there by the looks. Very nice. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Okay. Do I have planks yet? Oh, I've got... Oh! Ooh! I've teleported. I have 25 planks. That's a lot of planks. What's a boy to do with so many planks? He's to build vegetable gardens. Just like the old saying goes. No, no, yes? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Just a man who's building vegetable plots. What can a man do but vegetable? Okay, that's enough philosophy for today. I suspect some more will slip out later. Progress being made, even if the people do, for the moment, have to live on mushrooms. While we're waiting for those to be completed, look at our other plank-starved region. No longer quite so plank-starved. So let's get some more upgrades, because upgrades means cash money. That's what I thought someone told me once. They're rich in shrooms. They're gathering their shrooms. And we have just the one fisherman's hut active, so it might be worth getting an additional fisherman's hut. So we can bring in even more delicious fishes. Supper. Let's put that there. I'm going to try anyway. I know it's a bit of a splat of a settlement here, but I think it's just going to be too much work to reformat it. But realistically, we will win far before that, so we're not going to worry about doing that too much. We're just going to try and get to the point where we can build the manor, so we can tax some of this beautiful money. How are we doing for trade here? Exporting honey. So it looks like a lot of it is historical wealth. They're not making loads of money. So let's go to the trading post and see if we can't set up some additional exports. It's bad enough when I build a place, I don't know where stuff is, but when someone else has. So we've got 4 horses. They are all out carrying riders. Ooh, lots of timber. Let's export some goodies. What do we have in excess? We could export carp here, or even mushrooms. But those are only 2 real food sources, so I'm probably not going to do that. Charcoal is not looking good on the market, is it? Okay. Could export charcoal. In fact, we already are. And desired subs to 50. Maybe let's set that to 100. So that export is ongoing. It's got a lot of large shields here. Obviously they're making them. 2,200 shields. It's redonkulous. Let's keep 100 for no reason at all. And sell the others. What else? There aren't any clothes here. So I don't know if we're going to bother setting up a manufactory for that sort of thing either. If I'm honest. And I do like to be honest. Only got 5 planks, don't really want to sell those, need them. Currently got no trade on roof tiles. Are we making our own roof tiles here? No, so let's set an import. We probably want surplus of at least 30. Then let's set up for some beautiful taxation. Not evil taxation, but the annual royal tax for 1,900. What? We are swiftly running out of time to raise an army, aren't we? Don't have enough planks. Oh, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. Spending all our time planting new forests. Come on, where are my planks? Bro? Where are my planks, bro? Oh well. We'll worry about that another day. Oh, my goody aunt run out of space for people to move into Deep Heart. I'm really taking my eye off the ball down here. Let's get some expanded living spaces down here. And upgrade those as well. We have 12 unassigned families. Is that enough? Tell you what, we will build one more domestic extension, which we will put here. We will keep to the small rear extension, so people are not spending their time doing things other than build for us when it comes time. And we will double these up. And we're going to build a road. Where does our castle come to? Kind of in line with that. Let's build a road. Like so. That will allow our construction teams, which are basically the people that are going to live here, to get to the manor. So once that construction is complete, we will start work on the manor. And once the manor is complete, we will look to mobilise our military. 2,600 regional wealth. We're at +2 monthly migration, so I don't really want to increase taxation down here. However, up in the capital, people are real hap. 80% approval. That's all the alcohol. Oh goodness, we never set a limit. How many sheep have we killed? Only 4. Okay, that's because they're making sausage. Of course! Why aren't we making sausage? We have pork. But we do need to take out some of the sheep. We have quite a lot of sheep. Looks like I already built the butchery. Never mind. Right, let's build another one. And you can make sausage. Let's upgrade these. You can make pig. I don't know how you'd make a pig. Maybe you could at least look after one. You lazy little man. Carrots. You can grow a handful of beets. The mines have collapsed again. That is good news. Let's get to business with our new trading post. Upgrade those stables. And you should know what you're doing. Basically, you pick up salt with your hands, scoop it up with your hands, put it in a wagon, and sell it to the highest bidder. At this point, we could practically give it away. We'd still make money. Well, we are practically giving it away and still making money. Never mind. It looks like we've got plenty of people working the farms. Have the Shroomies taken care of their food problem? Not at all. Probably something to do with the fact that we only have one source of food in this region, and I keep adding people to the region. Okay, carrot, cabbage, beet, carrot, and nothing, because we run out of money. That's fine. And you're going to be veg as well. Can we construct some sort of religious building? We can. I wonder if I put this off to the side, whether we'll have enough space for another kind of religious building. No. Just looks like we're only going to fit one religious building in here. That's fine. We might tag the other one maybe in here. But even so, we'll keep it to one side so we allow some more space for an expansion of the market. Didn't quite... Oh, I just made it a little bit wider and I would have been able to fit it in here. I mean, I could slightly alter the road. That would be an option. Because we already had to extend it down here a little bit. So let's maybe take that across. Have a slightly larger central green. And we're going to have to build over this road as far as this one. And get rid of the one underneath it. And that gives us space for a second religious building if we ever want to build one there. Wonderful. They're cracking along with that. People are out planting sources of sustenance. Like the good little peeps they are. We've still got firewood to sell. Let's get an additional person working down at the trading post. I don't suppose we can afford a horse, can we? There's 60. Probably worth doing that next though, to be honest. As the church goes together. Quite a lovely place to live here. We'll watch that pop into existence. With Deep Heart in the background there above the spire. Or next to the spire. Not Deep Heart. That's the capital. A clear view of the capital. Lucky, lucky people. Wow, they're really, really working hard where they are, aren't they, those two? Ooh. They noticed I was watching. They got off their treadmills. People working hard planting as well. They don't want to go hungry again. Absolutely fair enough. Finally getting a bit of food together. AORUS should have... Oh, a claim! A claim has been forced upon us. We're going to ignore it. Just for a second. They're claiming AORUS. Well, you know what? This isn't even AORUS. Don't know that's how you spell that name. But we'll go with it. This is Grethlines Folly. And you're claiming AORUS, which doesn't exist. You fools. I wonder if that would actually work. I don't really want to find out. Still not enough goods. What do I lack? 5/20/15. Still planks. My goodness, you guys are useless. We've got so many timbers. I want more ox, please. And let's go to the livestock trading post, get some people to work here. I want to have 20 oxy woxies. And I shall not be happy until I have them. Let's upgrade our various hitching posts to stable, except that requires planks. It's all a vicious, vicious circle. Well, hitching post lane it is then. Which S of a B? Peter! Peter, I am very disappointed. I thought we were friends. If not friends, I thought, you know, we could at least live in harmony. We're just the other side of the river with our settlement, and we're up there, and we're over there, and you don't stand a chance. Why are you doing this, Peter? Why? I really don't know what Peter's military strength is. And we weren't far off as well, you know, getting on and starting our fortress down here, which is yet to be constructed, which would have been perfect for a fight with Pete. Where is this to happen? I don't know yet because I've not accepted. Okay, right, well. The royal tax might be 2,000. It's nearly a year till it's collected though, and we've got 3,300, so... How have we only got 1,000 regional wealth and capital? Probably I bought lots of horses. That's going to be my assumption. We should be making more money than ever though. Let's get 4 people working at that trading post. How many horses do we have? 21. Let's assign those horses there. Manor. It's 15. 15% taxation. And do we properly equip our retinues? Deep-artery. I don't really want to pull them back from Klein Knoll, lest we have an incursion. So I think our retinue is going to have to stay out of this battle, which means hiring lots of people to do our fighting for us. Again, we can't start taxing this beautiful pile of money just yet, which is very frustrating. How are we doing in terms of equipping the troops we do have, which is less than we had before, but I'm not going to be too angry about it. Okay, we're nearly full on Gamsons, and we've got lots of helmets. We've got all helmets down for our crossbows, which probably means we need to start trading the other way with our trading post backstations. So you're going to send helmets still, but you're going to receive gambesons. Oh dear, not quinces. We don't need apples. Apples, historically speaking especially, have been less effective armor than gambesons. I don't know if you knew that, but you know, I'm here to inform as well as to entertain. So I hope that I've informed you, even if I haven't entertained you. Gambesons for helms. Splendid. Ooh, house I can upgrade. I do like upgrading homes. Let's deploy our meager military. Rally our spear. And how are we doing for money down here in Deep Heart? 2,800. I think we are going to have to increase taxation here as well, as we are about to go on a bit of a military spending spree. I'm going to up this to 15% here as well. People will not be pleased, but, you know, needs, must and all that shebang. We're not exactly bringing in anything from the taverns here, are we? Not going to be growing any barley either. Maybe there. Hopefully we are getting on and planting trees back here. Yeah, it looks like we are. That's fine. Okay. Well, let's not worry about farming barley just yet. let's just get our military together. And who can we hire? Well, I'm not hiring them. That's a waste of money. But I will take the Brotherhood of the Forest. And I will take the Huntsman. Looks like we're going to be a very... well, might as well take them, I suppose. We're going to be a very missile-heavy military. Okay. Let's assemble our forces in the valley. We might need to... I'm not sure where the battle's going to be. Usually it ends up down here in Deep Heart, over New Boatlandia. It's unlikely to be in Grethlines Folly. But I suppose we could line up on the hill here. We'll assemble in the traditional killing field down here. We could even take this bridge. Yeah, let's do that. Right. Let's get my spear here. And then we will get our various crossbowmen. Oh, we'll put our sacrificial lambs right at the front, shall we? Rather than our own forces. So our own forces will stand just behind our assortment of sacrificial lambs. Our own archers here, and then we'll get our others there. We are going to fight that. Yeah. Okay, the battle's going to be right over his nation anyway. I'm not speaking to you, Peter. You've upset me. I'm really, really hurt. Now he's going to get the next lot of hiring. It's June 12th. We've always known what date it is exactly. Maybe we have. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that, because if we can be the next to hire a bunch of mercs, then we will. And I think we will just not stop until we flatten the enemy if we do that. Wonderful. Boo. Boo. The battle begins. Though I don't know with what forces. Oh. You just won instantly. I guess you gave up? Well, we're not going to stop assembling our forces just because of that. So we are going to assemble our men. Probably in the same place we just had them. Where we were going to send them. Meat shields at the front. Crossbowmen on the flank. Archers in the rear. Spearmen in the mid. As we march to war, even if Peter couldn't hold his nerve. Very nearly there as well. Construction here, which means we're very near to finally constructing this manor. Upgrade these houses as people move in. I'm not sure we're going to expand the living space much past what we already have done up here. Let's set you to make that. We already have, what? 500 people living in the capital. I don't know that we need really many more than that over here. We are going to be bringing in more food and barley at least. As our forces start to move into position. Directly through a corpse pit is a bit ominous, isn't it? I'd like to do a little experiment here as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a burgage plot inside of the walls. Check where the walls are. Yeah, here we'll be fine. I'm going to pause construction on it. That's because I want to see if fact, we might even put it sort of next to the manor like this. Not like that at all. Like this. With a little pasture in the back. A vegetable garden. I mean, the manor's own vegetable garden. We're going to put it there and we're going to pause construction and we're going to see if we can unpause it once the walls are built. That's just a bit of an experiment I want to run. Okay. Our military is almost assembled. Still in June, so we can't hire anyone yet, although June is nearly over. It is quite a lot a month, but at the moment we have a fair bit of money available to us. How are we doing up here for the planky plank? Nearly there, nearly enough to build our manor. Food here seems to be fine as well. Final storehouse is full. We might need to do some upgrading. Let's upgrade that. And let's get a stone gatherer down. Gather in that stone that's sat there. We'll put it there for now because we are just going to then delete it. Let's order a horse. Yeah, that's probably the wisest thing to do with that money. And oh, wonderful! We can actually fit a hitching post down here. Oh, that's perfect. We'll put that there. Hopefully, the horse will go there. I don't know if we can move them. Can you move location? Doesn't look like it necessarily. Okay, do we have two horses now actually? No, that will just be the first. Okay, well, we're definitely taking the berries as soon as we can. Let's get some herbs planted, that's not a bad idea. But hopefully the veg will start to come through soon. "24 planks? Oh boy. Man up. I mean, manor up. Yeah, whatever. This is a nice place for the manor, isn't it? Garrison Tower 2. Maybe not. Just want to get the manor built, to be honest. Taking care of fuel. So let's reduce the number of woodcutters we have. So we have a ridiculous number at the moment. And I want to keep the forestry. 9 should be enough to build the manor. Whoa, royal tax. Whoa, so much money. Ah! Ah! Really? You're claiming Grethlines' folly? Herman, you swine. Well, we're definitely going to absolutely batter you. But I want to make sure we batter you. Come on, man, you can line up neater than that. Good grief. Everyone should always shoot at will. You should all be spaced out though. Perfect. Okay. Let's just do it. That's quite the military. Okay. We have additional infantry. Deploy them down here. Another unit of spear that can join ours. And additional archers. Meat shields will go here. Our crossbows. Go here for the moment. So you see our... just the startings of our army. Moving across the river. Oh, that's magnificent, isn't it? I think this is probably the largest armory I've ever assembled. Just having that many crossbowmen would make me nervous. With their steel-tipped helms. Our traditional archers taking up a position on the flank for the time being in the undergrowth. Looking forward to getting this military assembled. Where are the others coming in from? All sides. Various reinforcements. I don't think that the enemy is going to be able to put up much of a fight. But the terrain isn't actually great. It might be worth starting moving our troops up into position actually within this region. Nah, numbers. We've got enough numbers that it's not an issue. We'll keep them down there. We can probably just slaughter anything that comes against us with missiles before they even get into hand-to-hand combat range, to be honest. Our own boys here, well equipped. Money obviously is going to be very important now, with this many people employed. So construction of this manor is very high priority. Nice as well to see our new infantry moving in. How are we doing in here? Still only 2 months on food. Not an awful lot else I can do about that. Hopefully we start to get a bit more money in. Could start selling charcoal, I suppose. I could get a joiner set up. I have to be level 2 to do that. Just gonna have to wait it out, I think. And keep trading. A few upgrades we can do in here. Bring in some more passive income. And down here, plenty of space for people to move in. Plenty of people who are unemployed. Yeah, we might as well put animal extensions on all of these. Maybe we'll get a few apiaries as well. The poor people of New Boatlandia have seen more than their fair share of militaries and armies marching through. After we've done all that. Whoa. Where? Oh. Over here. Did I not... Okay. Slight mistake on my part. I forgot to press a claim. I didn't fight the claim back. I've only got 1,000 influence. Can I even... Oh, we've lost Grethlines' folly. I can't start a fight with our enormous military. Well, that's just about as big a mistake as you can make, isn't it? Well, you know what? It's a genuine mistake. I'm not going back on it. Alright, let's assemble the military in one place. Where they can wait to be used. And I think we need to start doing some land tax to build up some more influence. What a mistake to make. Okay, we're going to make a 10% tithe. We can probably afford more than that, actually. Pretty good for food down here. Go for 15% tithe. And we're going to do the same in the capital. Yeah, 15% tithe. I would do it over here as well, once the manor was constructed. It very nearly is now, except that it's no longer my region. Oh, balls. So there are enemy units. They're brigands. For goodness sake, right. It's all gone absolutely tits up. See if we can't run some troops into position. That should be ample to take care of them. Only 3 units. The keep is completely undefended. Don't know which way they're going to go. Looks like some maybe are going towards the town. The army is away. What a disaster. We might actually suffer some significant losses in the capital here. Yep. The retinue isn't even in garrison. They're away defending another region. Well. Can we close the gate at least? You can't do that on these first ones, can you? Okay. Alright, well, I'm not sure there's anything we can do. Let's run that unit into the centre. They're all up here. There's 4 of them. And they're burning. If only we had just 1 unit defending at the manor. Well, hopefully they do go down that way, because if they go that way, we stand a chance at getting here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. They're basically playing King of the Hill. They don't know which way to go, do they? Well, at least killing them will gain us some influence, I suppose. But how much will we lose before it's done? Only time will tell. We've got 1 unit rushing in down here. Hopefully for combat as opposed to anything else. Make sure everyone is set to shoot at will. Troops are going to be pretty tired by the time they're here. Don't think that's going to be an issue. Our archers over here firing in on them. Got our military moving into position here. Deploy one up to this crossroad and run down to here. They're opening fire already. Okay. Pull them back there. How are they taking losses? A few of them slipped through. We have. Ideally pull that unit back. At least it's not actually one of our units. Set our units to fight aggressively. Take care of them as quickly as we can. So don't lose too many archers. Shouldn't have sent our sword up here, should we? Okay. Looks like we've more or less dealt with the issue. Let's rebuild that farmhouse. We're going to need workers at the church for burials and also at the corpse bit. Well, do you know what? It's actually probably the best thing that could happen to us. Because that means we now have enough influence to press a claim. And what claim are we going to press? Well, we probably need to take Grethlines' folly back. So we're going to assemble our military in Grethlines' folly. We'll take it from there, once they eventually arrive. We'll just have to make sure we've got enough money in the interim to pay for it, and we'll keep tithing to gain our own influence as well. We've got a little bit of a surplus of food here now, which is good. Perhaps we're starting to get some of that virgin. Yeah, we are. And we'll just keep trying to build up our finances. So we got off pretty lightly there, I think, all things considered. The workers crushed in a collapsing building. Oh dear. What a way to go. What? 2 of them. I'm sure we had more than that. 3 mines collapsed. That's not good. Got our stables down here and trade still taking place, hopefully. Not making as much money as I'd like to, considering the amount of salt and number of people we have trying to export it. 14 unassigned families. Let's go ahead and get some more pigs and a goat or 2 as well. Yeah, our influence is ticking up nicely now. And we've still got people moving in. Where have you been left behind? All but the retinues should be assembling. And actually, after that, I'm going to bring back the smaller of the retinues to garrison this manor. The military at the moment is relatively close to Kleinenol. Let's get a couple of workers at the stone gathering camp down here. And let's expand the living space on that one. And that's our military assembled, so let's slow things down a little bit. And let's properly assemble our forces. So we'll have spear. Are we missing a unit? No, that is full. And we'll have sword on the flanks. We'll have meat shields at the front. Archers in the centre. And then we'll have crossbows on the flank. I'll make sure nobody is running anywhere anymore. That's going to be a terrible waste of everyone's effort. Okay. It's pretty good. Once we've got them roughly assembled, we'll do things a little bit neater. Like so. Get them all to move into position. It's pretty good. Alright, so Spread you guys out a bit more. You're like my berserkers, I guess. Put these guys behind. Sword in 2 boxes on the flank. Archers spread out in the rear. And maybe we will just put these crossbowmen in the middle as well. Like so. Move them into position. And that is quite the army. I just want to admire them here for a minute. Take some glam shots. And hopefully now we have some influence. This is the army we can use. If they can, you know, stand in a straight line properly. The army we can use to take all regions for ourselves. They're all well equipped. They're all well motivated. Unfortunately, as we've seen with my ability to click buttons, they're not well led. But numbers will make up for any poor excuse for a commander that I am. Okay, that's enough messing around. This region is ours. I won't have any of this tomfoolery from our enemies. Make sure everyone is set to fire at will as well. I don't want to be taken by surprise again. No, we look good. Okay, let's leave our military there for a second. Then we can keep on about some admin while... there we are. So... the battle is to take place here. We have such a good position. Where are they coming from? You can hide from over here. We're not going to talk to you. And they're over there. And they're over behind us here. Okay. Not a problem. Right, well, I think we're going to set up defense right here. So, let's put our... they're all coming from one side. More or less, in front of us. Right, we're going to position our archers right across the top here. I wonder if they'll be able to shoot right over the edge. Guess we'll find out. What we'll probably do though is we'll put them in 2 banks, almost on the flanks. Spread them out. And then what we'll do is we will have... we'll put our spear on one side. And they will be in shield wall formation, protecting our archers. And they're going to be headed by our mercenary spear in one long shield wall. And then we're going to have our sword committed to this flank. And we're actually going to keep our brigands back a little bit, and they're going to be used as meat shields if necessary to protect our archers, to draw away enemy fire. I'm going to split up our crossbows as well, dispose them to either flank. Oh, bother. So it looks like one of the mercenary groups has actually decided to come for the... oh, for goodness sake. Come for this retinue. Okay, well. Men. Defend the gate. As best you can. I don't expect 16 of you, as ill-equipped as well, is going to hold back then. So we are going to lose a retinue, unfortunately. That's not something I considered when I moved a retinue back into garrison there. And I have to keep an eye on the capital's actual retinue as well. We've got more forces coming from this direction. Well, they will at least delay, I suppose. If Deep Heart's retinue was actually well equipped, they might stand a chance. I just don't think, with their level of equipment they have, they'll be able to fight twice their number. But we're going to find out. They're actually doing pretty well. It looks like being positioned, holding the gate has made somewhat of a difference. This lad on the left, he's just, yeah, go on guys, you can do it. Not actually interested in fighting himself. I guess he's our local bard. They're going to do it. I mean, I knew the retinues were strong, but I didn't think they were that much stronger than an enemy unit. We've only lost one lad so far, and the enemies have lost half their number. Huh. Oh, I guess having a retinue here at the capital's fort, the manor, has paid off. It's been worth it. Ah. Bother. Just as I was starting to believe. Well, we did take out one unit, almost, but they've had reinforcements. An additional 36, fresh spear. One lad's going to defend the staircase. Well, they put up a valiant fight. They fought to the last. Well, they will fight to the last man. And they will reduce the number of foes that come against us in our main force. Just double check that the enemy haven't progressed too far. No, they're ages away. As we look at the last stand of the Deep Heart retinue, who, let's face it, were not well equipped. I think if they were an entire unit and they had their armour, they would have won this battle, even with the enemy spear. I salute you, men. You fought bravely. And you have greatly damaged the enemy. The forces they can rally against us. So our last men go down. Right, and they'll get back on the march. Nothing to be done about it. We could actually afford to hire in a complete new retinue. Down in Deep Heart. And fight them as they come at us, but I think we'd save the money to pay our rather hefty mercenary fees. Which is something like 600 a month. Okay, let's check how I've disposed the troops here. That unit there should be back a bit more. Let's bring one unit of spear back. We'll dispose 2 on the rear guard here. We'll position another here. They're fine, they're going to protect our archers. I'm going to pull them a little bit further back in. Happier with this on this side, the archers are much better protected with 4 full units spread out here. In fact, I might even dispose the spears in a slightly different way. I'll put these ones on the flank. What don't you like about that position? How weird. Apparently they can't move. Let's pull these men back. Yep, apparently they're there. Right, well I'll put one unit behind them then. And I'll dispose the other 2 next to them. To slightly protect our archers in a better way. We've got plenty of people down here now. Really looking forward to getting the manor constructed. With our fortifications. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm very excited. We seem to be running out of money in the capital. What's going on? We're importing a lot of cloth. We can stop doing that now because we don't need to make so many gambesons. We're importing a lot of barley. Let's stop the import on bolts of linen. We don't need to trade that anymore. And why are we not exporting more salt? Let's go for exports. Previous month. I think we're just struggling to move enormous quantities of it. It might even be worth devoting more of our resources to exporting clays, but we're still not making enough to sell too many. We've got plenty of wool, so perhaps we need more weavers. Got 3 there. Let's get another one employed here. And then let's build an additional weaver's workshop. Can't quite squeeze it in there. So let's get it there. Okay. As the enemy forces start to rally towards us. These troops might actually come for this retinue. So I'm actually going to pull them back. On the off chance that they get caught up in things. Oh, we've got a couple of houses ready for... Battle lost! What? That's ridiculous. That's not quite right, is it? I mean, I've got an enormous military presence sat ready to defend Grethlines Folly, because the enemy troops couldn't get here in time. I lose? I lose? For goodness sake. I'm just going to sit here and wait for until I've got enough influence to claim it again. Oh, it's getting expensive. This has not been a smooth operation thus far. Right, well, to make up for our woes, why don't we start construction on the manor? And what I'm probably going to do is check that everywhere else is pretty happy. I mean, we've got food here for 4 months at least. So it should just about see us through to the winter. Can't get anything planted in there yet, so we'll get some beets in there. And we're just going to have to hope that that sees us through. We can probably upgrade the granary now. And do these guys... We might need to get another well in, actually. Well, at the very least, the one we have up is a stone well. Let's put that... Upgrade that to a stone well. We might just try and do a little time lapse of the construction of our new manor. So if everyone's pretty happy, unless we have any military pop up, I think that's probably what we're going to do. Maybe we'll build some additional living space quickly if we can find somewhere to put it down here. Not sure we are going to though. Might have to put some up here. These guys have access to everything they need. Yeah, basically. Okay. Let's build some properties in here. If the slope will allow. Okay. It might be time to build ourselves a manor. Righty, who's that? Manor. Open castle planner. Commit. Okay, so let's get a position where we can watch this. Where's the best place to watch it from? And that in the background, troops in the background. Maybe from here. We'll go from here. Let's enjoy. Okay, right, well, we interrupt the building works, which are still at the gathering stone stage. People are carrying stones over one at a time. It's taken a while. We interrupt because we have plenty of influence, but we don't have a lot of food and money. So it's about time we, once again, press our claim towards Grethlines Folly, a region that we shouldn't have lost in the first place. Fortunately, I don't know what I'm doing. Right, we've got our retinue here as well. We'll commit them to the centre and they can reinforce any of the flanks that we're needed on. And this time, I think we're going to have to push until we're done with the military. Enemy units have been spotted in the conversation. We might be about to lose some mercenaries as well, because we don't have enough money. I don't understand why we instantly lost the battle. Right, let's lose any mercenaries we're going to lose. Okay. We lost our crossbowmen. That's fine. Right. I want this region. We just spent 2,000 influence and got nothing for it. There's only so many times I will try this before I have had enough. Hopefully this time it works. Maybe we will sue for peace this time in the hopes that it just works. Right, we're winning. Declared enemies. Enemy units have been spotted. Let's turn around and fight them. We are not ideally situated for a battle behind us. Just have to make the best of it. Apparently they're just stuck there. So they're there forever. We'll run them to their positions. Hopefully we slaughter them with arrows in no time at all anyway. Looks to be going well. Military is not quite what it was, but it's still pretty big. Don't know why these guys are physically stuck on a cliff. Maybe they're there forever now. Oh dear. Don't break formation, man. Wait for them to come to you. Maybe this time we will actually win. Very brave ox, just wandering across there. Do they have any other forces? It doesn't look like it. It's a long time till the tax comes out again from royal tax. That's okay. We've still got money coming in, although we're not making quite as much money as we were from the capital. I'm not really sure why. I imagine maybe it's just still the imports on the barley. Might have to stop importing so much barley. Let's do that. No more barley. We have whatever we can make domestically. But we're not going to import anymore. We'll just have to make do without the alcohol. We'll wait for this last lad to be slaughtered. There we are, victory. Region ownership changed. Hurrah! Finally. Manor, tax. Tithe 5%. Land tax 15%. No. What? No, it's depart. Sorry. One moment, please. Depart. The capital. Oh, good. For a minute, I thought it's somehow the AI had spent all of the money. I'm going to tax 30%. We need that money. Don't care that people don't like it. Okay. Looks like the AI hasn't completely ruined everything while we've been away. King's not very happy with us, but that's fine. We need to get enough money to pay our bans next month, and that's what we need to get from Grethlines Folly. How are we doing for planning season? It's 207. Let's upgrade some of these. Like so. We just want to make sure we get as much passive income from these properties as we can, upgrading them to level 2. Oops, wrong button. There aren't that many people available to work on construction. What are we doing? Firewood and charcoal, okay. Looks like we're starting to get some forest planted back in, at least that's something that's continued while I've been away. Were they extended down here? Was that there last time? Maybe not. It looks like that when we constructed the manor, the AI was starting to do things again. So I think it got stuck building the manor last time, which is why it wasn't able to progress any further. Let's get some additional workers at that fisherman's hut we had. And we don't need that many people working at the forager's hut. We'll get rid of a couple of those. And we're probably going to need to get someone working at the church. Let's reduce the number of woodcutters there. Or maybe we'll get rid of those ones actually and keep these guys. Where's the church? Yeah. There's already someone working there, that's fine. We are going to need to get a corpse pit though. We'll put down there. How are we getting on down here? Still supplying the stone. Once that's done, we can probably watch that construction a little bit more. I've built an additional saw pit down here in case it's needed. Still got 13 people, 13 families rather, unassigned working, so that's grand. Struggling a bit with food here, and the food tithe here is quite high to bring an influence for us, but while the manor's being constructed, we can't change it. So we might run into a bit of a food problem. We might have to start importing food, which is not going to help our economy any. But I've opened up some additional fields. I think we're probably going to need to get another farm put down to help service them. And it turns out we didn't quite have enough people working in the bread industry. So I've added a couple of bakeries. I need to make sure one of these is set to rye bread, that's right, and the other to wheat bread. And we should be increasing the amount of bread we have available to us because we had a lot of grain, but 89 rye grains still sat around, which is being ground into flour by our windmill here. And that we built up over time, so we may even want to build a second windmill. Just there. Up in the capital, we expanded a little bit of living space over here. So we'll upgrade that and add a few things in here, maybe get some additional living space. Just so we weren't staying stagnant, and obviously we opened up the rest of these fields earlier on. We've also stopped barley import, hopefully that's going to help with our money situation. So, what else are we importing? So we've got the horses we've imported, fine. We are bringing in iron But we should have stopped on linen and barley. Current month. Haven't sold a lot yet. Spent a lot on barley. Let's just check it is universal across all of our trading posts that we have stopped bringing in barley. Trade. No trade on barley. Guess we only stopped it recently, and there's probably still riders out finishing off those trades. Increase that. We've got a slight problem as well. In that these units are stuck. Something about being in the position they're in is preventing them from moving. No matter how much they try. That's a little bit buggy, isn't it? So we're 2 units of troops down. Doesn't seem to matter what stance they're in. Alright, well, here's what it is. Roll tax goes up again. Ah, good, right. Well, our treasury filled back up, and that's from the massive tax we took from Grethlines' folly. Okay, so that's something positive at least. At least our financial situation is currently covered. We'll keep upgrading this stuff here as we can, although we are still a little bit shy on things like planks. Has Grethlin really got anything that we can export? I know we had a look earlier. They don't really make a lot. I think they do export shields now because they're set up for shield export. But it doesn't look like that's been carrying on. So let's trade. We want to be exporting. Looks like the AI stopped that for some reason. So we'll get that going again. And let's check in how we're doing down here. Still got a ways to go on supplying the remainder of the stone. We don't have enough influence yet to make another claim, but we are going to move our military over here. The bits we can move. And we're going to start setting our sights on the next region we want to claim. Which is probably going to be pizzas. Okay. Well, at least we can flog the cash cow that is Grethlines' folly a little bit more. Hopefully we can reverse the financial situation in the capital. Food is down to 4 months. I have drastically reduced the food tithe down to 1%. And do we have any grain stored? We've not got any grain stored really. Plenty of shoes. We're selling shoes. But we do have, you know, we don't have loads of vegetable plots here actually. We've never really expanded on what we had originally. We are running out of apples and other fruits. Maybe some, if we're not going to turn this into additional farm space. Because at the moment we're making grain in this area. Well, we could do. We could expand the farms. Let's do that. So we're going to add some fields. We're going for rye fertility. And let's build them out here. Put one here. So that's one. Put a second one here. That's two. Make this one a little bit smaller. About 1.1 Morgan I think is good. 3. Four there. Try and use this fertile land as much as possible. 5. And then that one there and one more here. And let's get some new roads alongside these. So we'll go up there, across there, and we'll come down here. And connect that back in with this road here. And we'll just carry a straight road up that side. We might as well connect that back to that road. It's safe to say we're probably going to need some additional farm buildings, so we'll put those over here. Maybe that's something that our new accommodation over here can help with working at. And to that end, maybe we even put some additional houses. We might even need a granary and a storehouse over here. So let's get a granary, a storehouse, and we'll put down a market. We've got regional water, put some water there just in case. We'll get a market filling up this space here. And we'll get some more burgage plots filling in here. Like so. And we're going to open these up straight away for rye and flax. Let's go. Rye and barley, because we're not importing barley anymore, so any more barley we can produce would be good. Rye and barley. I don't think we can have really rye then wheat without massively impacting the fertility. We'll just go rye then barley on all of these. Rye, barley, rye, barley, rye, barley. Rye, barley, rye, barley, rye, barley. It'd be nice if you could set all these in one go. Okay, and then one additional one. Rye, barley. Let's get some additional workers over there. Oh, missed one. Oh, no, it's on fallow. That's fine. And we have got as well, let's just double check here. Fertility's fine there. Struggling a bit here, where we've got rye and barley. So we're going to change rye and wheat, sorry. So we're going to change some of these to be not one after the other. And hopefully that will increase fertility a little bit. And also help increase our production of barley. Okay, that seems pretty good. And down here is where we're making most of our barley. It sort of is what it is. How are we doing for flax? We've probably got plenty of flax, haven't we? I don't know. We'll keep making that then. There's no harm in leaving that to it, as it were. Hopefully that'll go some way to addressing the food needs. And then at the top here, we'll get a couple of burgage plots that we're going to focus on producing. The thing is, they're quite a long way because the road, we don't have a road coming across here. I probably should have put a road that connected these two areas. So maybe we won't do that for the minute. We're building this space here though. We'll just have to keep foresting this area instead of up here. So let's build a road across there and put a couple of burgage plots in whose purpose is to produce us vegetables. Average planting cost plus 80%. Is this too steep? Is that the problem? No, it doesn't appear to be what the case. Okay, let's turn off road snapping at the end here. And then... It's not very efficient, is it? Maybe we just take a smaller section there. We'll just come off this bit. We'll snap to roads. Put 2 there. Yeah, they're reasonable. And let's get some more going down here if we can. Ooh, but let's do that. No, too steep, unfortunately. Though we could do that. That's quite nice. We'll go for 3 there. Let's connect that via a road there. And we'll put some more filling this space here. Some nice big ones. Like so. And we'll build out a road network there. Wonderful. Right, that's going to give us plenty of expansion up here. They're going to be very busy for a while. Down here we've activated the additional fields that we can. We've got a bunch of extra families here who are producing hopefully honey and meats, etc. So hopefully that will help us with the food situation. Apart from that, we might have to start buying food in, but we will just have to see how we go, really. Again, we could potentially... We've got lots of fruit here. I mean, that's probably one of our biggest sustainers, actually. We could definitely do with more vegetables, though. So, we have still got a bit of space we moved into over here. But perhaps building some more houses here could be somewhere we could put some vegetables. Alternatively, we did expand over here, but I don't think there's any more real space here without going right out into that area. How is this place coping? Just getting by. But we do have some space here potentially. So maybe let's see if we can get a couple of houses. With large gardens. And coming out as far as we can this way, maybe. That's good. Right, so that's 2 nice big vegetable plots. And then can we get a third here? How far can we get that to follow around? About to there. I almost had it there. No, what's that? What do we reduce that down? It's this end one that doesn't work. I get to do that like this. Yeah. Okay, and there's another 2 big ones there. Okay. Okay. Oakley dokley. Very nearly there on the stone before we start transporting some of the other goods. Got people moving in. Still taxing the heck out of Grethlines' folly, which is good news. Still struggling for planks here though. Hopefully as new forests like this get planted, it's going to be easier and easier to get logs domestically, as it were. And where was the logging camp? I'm probably done with the corpse pit now, I'd imagine. No, we don't need anyone working in the church either. Not anymore. So we'll get rid of them. People coming in to visit their family members who rather unwisely stood against us. And how are we doing actually down in Klein Knoll? Look at that, we're actually making progress with our food supply. Don't need 4 people working at the forager's hut, do we? Doing a bit of trade, we've got a bit of money. So with that money, we can make sure we get some carrots and cabbages planted here. And let's get some apples as well. And we might as well start getting into the ground. So where are we looking here? We want to build a mining pit. And it's going to be a large deposit here, so let's make as good a use of the space as we can.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on step right up and
One there. One there.
Don't be shy, good sir.
We'll go out as far as we can this way.
Vegetables, get your daily dose of greens, healthy and hearty.
Okay, that's pretty good. We'll connect all of these up. Like so. Let's just double check as well that we're not going to get anything collapsing over here. There's always one that's fallen down, so we'll repair that. Money seems to be on the up with regional wealth here now that we have taken care of the massive importing we were doing. And there's a whole realm wealth of new construction here, so let's get a couple of families, not too many, we still need people free, working at these farms. Leave the others to do the construction work. Don't need anyone working at corpse pits anymore, do we? Or the church. The fighting is over. And I'm hoping soon we're going to be done with transporting rust stone. And we are very nearly there on that front. See the resources starting to come in. Incline null. Let's expand these living spaces. And then we'll put some extensions on them. And let's get a few people working at the clay pit as well. And then we might as well go ahead and build a clay furnace so that we can start exporting what we're making. Can we squeeze that in here? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It's a shame. Maybe we'll put that outside here with the rest of the industry. Just by the clay pits, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay. You unstuck? Nope. Not having any of it. Finally got 107 planks. Doing okay for planks. For once. Still not quite sure where the logging camp is. Wherever it is, it's not in the best place. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to build a new one. And we're going to pop it just out here near the foresters. In fact, on this road by the manor would make sense. We're going to build 2 there. And we're getting there on influence. In fact, how are we doing for food here? 6 months, so we probably don't want to be tithing too much here. Got a lot of properties that don't actually seem to be making a lot of food. Maybe we shouldn't be expanding these living spaces. Maybe we should be building vegetable gardens. Although these do have... some of these are making food. Well, I think it's probably worth having some additional buildings that are doing a little bit more for us than just making the odd bit of meat. Let's build a new road network here. Everything a bit more connected. And we'll build out to the edge here as well. And let's build some burgish plots. Once again, we're going to be looking to have some... Is that snapping to the wrong side of the road? Doesn't want to snap at all to our road. It's odd. And these are going to be the vegetables. Don't have quite enough timber. We'll wait for that extra timber to tick in. Then we'll get these in the construction queue. Oh, very briefly had enough there. It might be a case we have to click quite quickly to get this in. Come on. Come on. 6 logs. That's all we need. 6 logs. Oh, that was far too quick. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure we've got a limit set up on plank production. Worker injured. Oh, be more careful then, isn't it? Sawpit. Advanced. 12. I should take care of that. It already has. Still doesn't want to snap to those roads. Very peculiar. Build those there. And we've got the... Yep, we've got that down here. Let's get some people working there to make some tiles. And then let's put some extensions on these. So we can start getting some meat coming in as well. And do we have enough to plant? Yeah, some quinces. And we are just 2 away. Oh, we're there on the stone. We're there nearly on the mortar. It looks like we've started on the planks. Capital. Continuing to slowly grow our regional wealth. Hopefully we're doing a good job on trading. Though I don't really believe we are. Considering how much we've got to export, we should be exporting a lot, but it's just not really happening. Let's get all these set up for vegetables. To hopefully produce us some more food nice and easily. Could go for fruit trees, but that's not going to produce us food nearly as quickly as these farms will. It's a shame we can't pause people moving into these and instead turn them to come into these ones. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. If you know differently, then please do let me know. Gosh, the game certainly knows we're doing a lot, doesn't it? It's starting to tank just a little bit. Okay, so we've had a few setbacks. We went to do a time-lapse of the construction of the manor. The game rather crashed on us. So, construction of the manor, let's have a look. 0%. Although, somehow they're still walking in and out of the door. Okay. We appear to have doors on the towers and nothing else. Apparently we've got some cold people. Food and fuel looks like it's running a little bit low. Let's get a couple of extra workers at the woodcutters' lodges. And we've been opening a few positions as well, with some buildings here for some farm space, hopefully. Capital putting together a few properties there. And also, while I was time-lapsing, fricking Grethlines' folly got claimed off me and I didn't notice. So, we've just about got enough influence to take this for, what, the third time? One day, we're going to have all the regions on this map. Or, one day very soon, we're going to run out of money. And that'll be it. So, they've attacked us. Attacked? I've been attacked. Lots of enemies coming in. So this actually potentially could be quite a difficult conflict. The battle has begun. Let's get our troops into position. We'll have our spears. Here, we'll also bring our infantry into position. And we'll have all of our missiles behind. Those that we can move. Oh, and don't forget our lovely cannon fodder. Okay. Let's deploy all of these that we have into shield walls. All of you need to be firing at will. Face the right way, please. Okay, you know what? Swarm tactics. We're just going to go in and take them out as quickly as we possibly can. Quite the melee. Some of our missiles coming in as well, helping out. We may even throw in our cannon fodder from the rear. If they get into position fast enough. We have our units stuck here. Are they at least facing the right way? They're not. They'll probably turn around though when they get attacked. We've thrown in our cannon fodder. My claims are non-negotiable. Let's deal with the last of these ruffians. Took us so long to build up that influence, and we're going to have to do it all over again. Come on, men. It's just 2 units. Push forward. Set all of our swords to push. Break this last unit. And we have enemies moving in, but we've won. Grethlines' folly, once again, is ours. We have had to take it so many times. Alright, what have they broken this time? It doesn't look like they've broken anything in all fairness. Tax is down, that's fine. How are they doing for food and fuel? Food and fuel 9. What do they do? They made these into... Oh my days. Alright, let's demolish these extensions the AI has built. These are not efficient pig pens. Or chicken coops. They're for vegetables. Okay. I would very much like to push another claim, but again, we just don't have the influence for it at the moment. One of these days, we're going to have everything that we've set out to gain. I wish I could believe it. So it looks like we might need to recommit. So we'll do that. Don't know if it liked that. Oh dear. Well, you know what? We've had a good run. I think we've probably played the save about as much as we can at this point. We've tried to build this manor a number of times, and I think because of the size of the other regions and the problems we're obviously having around the AI claiming stuff and things just being resolved and troops getting stuck, it's just not going to happen this time. But don't worry, next time we come back we will make sure we get a large fortification built. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you next time. Cheerio!